Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Barageness Monster Projects. Today we have one of our favorite motorcycles, which is the KTM Adventure. So here it is, KTM Adventure in a complete stealthy avatar. It came to us already blacked out. It had quite a few custom rally spec accessories on it, and it actually has quite a few missing items which come on the stock bike. To start off with, this bike was done up in Bangalore by Asura Garage, so it's got these knobby sort of setup, off-road to the tire setup in front of that. It has a lot of stuff that has been stripped off, your grab handles, your visor, a few other aspects are missing from the standard version of the bike. It has been set up for off-road action, so it's got I think a Zana crash bar also on it, and yeah, it came to us with a black tank. It was painted in black. I think the panels were also painted, and it became an ideal platform to do something like the Batmobile. When we talk about the Batmobile, it is Batman's car, Batman's most famous toy. Over the years, we've seen a lot of versions of the Batmobile, and this particular version that we have modeled this graphic kit after is Christopher Nolan's Batmobile, which happens to be a Tumbler. For those of you who are not familiar with what a Tumbler is, it is this little car from Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. We wanted to get a black one, we couldn't find one. Amazon bought but this is the only color scheme that we found. This was the original prototype, as most of you must have seen in the movie. We personally happen to love this thing, this amazing machine. And the original movie creators, Christopher Nolan and the production designer, they came up with the concept of this vehicle as a combination of a Hummer, a Lamborghini, and a fighter plane. So the armor-based, badass, off-road, almost tank-like nature of a Hummer, combined with a sleek, sharp profile of a Lamborghini, a sporty, sleek, sharp profile of a Lamborghini. And the fighter plane elements, you can see these flaps. This obviously the most prominent feature of any Batmobile is the rear thrust up, which is based on jet engines. So yeah, this was the original car, which was used as a reference for this theme. The customer who came to us for this job was very clear about the theme. When he approached us, he talked about maybe doing a Batman theme, but we heard it as the Batman theme. He was very clear about the fact that he does not want a Batman theme, he wants a Batmobile theme. So using that vehicle as a reference, we will now go through the design story and the inspiration and how it was done. We'll show you some of the renders and some of the source artwork, and then we will go through the details of the vehicle itself one by one. So yeah, let's look at how it was done, and let's look at the design story first. So just to dive back into the model that we showed you, this is the vehicle from the actual movie. This is the prototype one, that's the model that we showed you. This camo version, then we have the full-blown finished version of the vehicle. Yeah, pretty badass looking vehicle. I don't even know if you can call it a vehicle. It's a mix of everything. These are some of the original. There's a beautiful documentary actually. It's a Batman the Batmobile documentary. That's what the video is called. They've covered all the Batmobiles over the years, and this is I think the production designer. And these are some of the concepts that they had come up with originally for the vehicle. And yeah, this goes ahead and talks about how they built the thing. Now we are going to talk about how we built or made our thing. So this is the original file that we've done. Let's zoom in, you can see the details on all the panels. This is the tank. This is actually the shroud of the tank. All of these connect. This is a pre-cut decal kit, so different pieces connect together and align themselves on the actual vehicle. These are again these few worn out sort of damaged brushes that we used to create a little bit of damage look. Like I said, this vehicle had a chopped off fender. 390 Adventure fender normally looks like this. This is the top, this is the side, but this one had a chopped fender, so we chopped the artwork as well. And this is the fender for the Expulse, so the artwork was recreated for the Expulse fender. Beyond this, these are the different panels that we are going to see on the vehicle as well. What happens a lot of times on the actual finished products is when they are printed in gloss finish, sometimes light glares can miss out the details. So yeah, this is how it looks. Again, no compromise on detail from our end on any projects that we take up. Now let's look at some of the renders. These are the actual renders that we did on the bike. This is a PNG, this is a JPEG. Yeah, so again, these are the headlight panels. This particular vehicle that we are going to look at today, because it is converted to an off-road spec vehicle, it is missing these particular panels. This was the original fender. This is before we had changed the logo colors. This again is the overall template. So yeah, I think that gives us a fair enough idea. Now, most of the artwork you will see has shut lines, again rivets inspired by airplanes. The car itself is inspired by a plane and some military hardware. We'll go into some of the details when we actually look at the physical vehicle. But yeah, most of the details include shut lines, rivets, sharp angular panels, different tones of grey to create a stealthy look, and I think that about covers it all. Now coming to the details of the vehicle, as you've seen, most of the details we covered in the design story. Now we'll just look at it closely. Like we showed you, these are the rustic, not rustic, more or less damaged, worn out metal textures that we used. The yellows from the vehicle, which are based on the gold on the actual vehicle, like we showed you. Some exposed mechanical details. Going up, we've used our logos in all the right positions, and we swapped our logo colors to the theme colors so that it doesn't look like a sticker that's just been put on, as we do with all our custom themes. Coming to the tank, we have a couple of grunge one-odd effects that we've given here, like we've shown before. This crash guard is making some of the details not very prominently visible. In KTM Adventures, now this one has a front fender chopped off. This has got the Expulse fender, so the overall design had to be matched with the Expulse fender. A lot of KTM Adventure guys put on the Expulse fender to make it look more like an off-road bike. Almost serves like a beak sort of an element for bigger adventure bikes. Coming to the other details, like we've seen, aviation inspired details, these triangular patterns, rivets, triangle patterns from stealth planes, rivet patterns from any classic airplane. The rugged texture again follows. Not too many details infused into the individual panels, because again, going to the original car itself, here we see there are a lot of solid panels without too much clutter and chaos. There's no exposed mechanical detail apart from this area here. So yeah, we try to keep most of the panels solid. But having said that, when we look at this, when we look at the actual car, a lot of sharp corners, a lot of sharp edges. Again, based on a Lamborghini, based on a stealth plane. So sharp edges are one of the most common features. So yeah, most of the details have these sharp sort of edgy panels. Our standard elements that we've used, I've already shown you that. The tank again comes, and on the center of the tank we've got a logo. On most of these adventure bikes, we always have a logo positioned at the center of the tank. So that has been the story of this two-wheeled Batmobile, so to say. And like I've said before, some of these projects are difficult to sort of source in the city that we're living in, because we operate pan India and we do global shipping as well. So most of these projects we don't really get to see, because the design happens here. We get to see the print files, but once it's shipped out, we don't really get to see the finished vehicle in flesh. We're trying to source some of these. This design originally was done almost 6-7 months ago. So we're trying to source a lot of these back in the city, where we can try and shoot this in our space and sort of go through the details. If we are not able to manage to get all the physical vehicles, most of these projects we are going to cover by showing you the design stories, at least on our PC, where we show you how it's done, what were the reference materials used, how we came about moving through the design elements, and how we brought all of them together in different sorts of bits. Now this is technically not a character-based theme, but it falls into the character-based theme category. Similar projects we've done for other characters. Recently we did an Optimus Prime theme on an Africa trend. We have also covered most of other Marvel characters, including Ant-Man armors. We've done a Loki, we've done a Black Panther, we've done a Captain America. So as far as possible, we're going to try and get a lot of these projects in here. We're going to shoot them, we're going to show you the details in print and the artwork on the screen as well. Looking forward to some of these, because we are excited as well. For a long time we've just shared our content through Instagram pictures and posts and renders. We look forward to bringing all these videos out to you, where we can really talk about what goes on behind the scenes. As I've said before, previously, we are new to YouTube, so please support us. Like, follow, subscribe, share, hit the bell icon also, I think. Yeah, do all of that, show some love, and we hope to keep bringing you more of this stuff. Thank you.